Imagine never taking a shower. Ever. No soap, no shampoo, no deodorant, no toothpaste. Now imagine living with 30 other people in the same camp. You'd probably expect everyone to smell absolutely disgusting. But here's the weird part. Ancient humans probably didn't smell nearly as bad as you're imagining. And no, it's not because they got used to the smell. The real answer is much more surprising. The first thing most people forget is that body odor isn't caused by sweat. Sweat itself barely smells. The smell comes from bacteria eating your sweat. The more bacteria, the worse the smell. Now, think about ancient humans. They weren't spraying deodorant every morning, but they also weren't wearing the same sweaty polyester shirt for 5 days straight. Most of their clothes were made from animal skins or natural fibers. Their bodies spent far more time exposed to fresh air. That alone changes things quite a bit. Then there's bathing. People often imagine ancient humans never washing themselves. That's probably not true. If you spend your life near rivers, lakes, streams, or the ocean, why wouldn't you jump in? Water was everywhere. And humans have always hated feeling filthy. Even today, if you've been outside all day, your first instinct is to wash your face. Ancient humans weren't any different. The difference was, they didn't have soap. Instead, they used whatever nature gave them. Sand, clay, ash. Even rough plants could help scrub dirt and oil off the skin. Not exactly a luxury spa, but it worked surprisingly well. Now let's talk about the one thing everyone is wondering. Their breath. No toothbrush, no toothpaste, no mouthwash. So their breath must have been unbearable, right? Not necessarily. The average person today eats an incredible amount of sugar. Candy, chocolate, soft drinks, cookies. Ancient humans had none of that. Without refined sugar feeding the bacteria in your mouth, people often developed fewer cavities than many of us do today. That doesn't mean they had perfect teeth. Far from it. Their teeth wore down from chewing tough food. Some developed infections, others lost teeth completely. But constant sugar wasn't destroying their mouths the way it does today. Some even chewed on sticks until the ends frayed into tiny natural brushes. Not because Colgate told them to, because humans have always looked for ways to clean themselves. Hair was another challenge. Imagine months without shampoo. Sounds horrible. But your scalp actually produces less oil over time when you stop washing it with modern products. Your hair doesn't magically stay clean. But it doesn't become the greasy mess many people expect either. Some ancient people likely rinsed their hair in rivers. Others used ash or clay to absorb excess oil. And yes, lice were definitely a problem. Archaeologists have even found ancient combs designed to remove them, so if your friend started scratching their head a little too much, you probably knew why. Clothes weren't exactly fresh either. You couldn't just throw them into a washing machine. Animal skins had to be scraped, dried, stretched, and smoked. Smoking the hides helped preserve them and slowed down the bacteria that caused them to rot. Did they smell like clean laundry? Definitely not. But they also didn't stay soaking wet and moldy forever. Ancient people constantly repaired, cleaned, and maintained the few clothes they owned, because replacing them wasn't easy. Now, imagine living in the same camp as 30 people. Wouldn't the entire place smell terrible? Surprisingly, probably less than you'd think. Hunter-gatherers usually didn't stay in one place forever. When food ran out, they moved. That meant waste didn't build up for years the way it does in permanent cities. People also relieved themselves away from where they slept. Not because someone invented sanitation rules, because nobody wants to eat dinner next to yesterday's toilet. Some habits don't need science, they just need common sense. But let's be honest, they still smelled. After days of hunting, running, sweating, sleeping beside a fire, wearing animal skins, nobody smelled like lavender. The smoke alone probably clung to their hair and clothes almost all the time. If you stood next to an ancient human, you'd probably notice sweat, smoke, leather, and the outdoors, not perfume. So, why didn't ancient humans smell as terrible as we imagine? Because we're comparing them to modern life. Today we cover smells with deodorant, perfume, body spray, scented shampoo, fabric softener, and air fresheners. Ancient humans had none of those things. But they also didn't eat ultra-processed food. They didn't wear synthetic clothes. They spent far more time in water. They lived in open air instead of crowded cities. And perhaps most importantly, everyone around them smelled roughly the same. There wasn't one person smelling like roses while everyone else smelled like a campfire. That was simply normal. So, yes, by our standards, ancient humans probably smelled strange. But terrible? Maybe not. And if you somehow traveled back 30,000 years, there's a good chance they'd think you smelled weird too.